you let me live, and I'll tell you where I stashed my treasure. Is it a deal?
Should you kill or spare the Renegade Shadowscale Scartail in Oblivion? And what happens if you attempt to steal his gold stash early? Upon returning to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary post completing the quest scheduled for execution, if we have a disposition over 70 with Taniva, the Argonian assassin will look up from his book, greeting.
Ah, dear friend, may I steal a moment of your time? I have a rather delicate situation I was hoping you could help me with. This is a personal matter, and will have no bearing on your standing within the Dark Brotherhood. Would you like to hear more?
If we're busy with our contracts, we can opt to say, not right now. Maybe later.
Very well. Speak to me later if you change your mind. I fear the issue will remain unresolved unless you can help.
Otherwise, if free, yes. Tell me more.
I find your decision most agreeable. Now the details. Far south of here, on the southern end of Cyrodiil, lies a swamp called Bogwater. Hiding in that swamp, you will find an Argonian Shadowscale named Scartail. Kill this renegade, and bring me his heart as proof of the deed.
The quest, the Renegade Shadowscale, is then added to our journal. Tell me, if you have quarrel with this fellow Argonian, Scartail, was it? Why have us do the deed? You're robbing yourself of the pleasure of ending his miserable existence.
When Ochiva and I trained with the Dark Brotherhood as children, we befriended another initiate, a Shadowscale by the name of Scartail. The three of us were inseparable. When our training was completed, we reluctantly parted ways. But now, the unthinkable has happened. Scartail has fled Black Marsh and refuses to fulfill his duties as a royal assassin. This is an act of treason. This treachery must be punished. Just as a member of the Dark Brotherhood cannot kill a fellow family member, a Shadowscale is forbidden from slaying another Shadowscale. That is why you must go to Bogwater and eliminate that treacherous snake. Please kill Scartail so Chiva and I can put this matter behind us.
What an interesting predicament. What exactly is this Shadowscale you keep mentioning?
In the Argonian homeland of Black Marsh, those born under the sign of the Shadow are taken at birth and presented to the Dark Brotherhood. A Shadowscale hatchling is trained in the arts of stealth and assassination and lives a life in service to the mighty kingdom of Argonia. Any Shadowscale who lives to come of age is accepted into the Dark Brotherhood as a full member of the family. So it was with myself and Ochiva. May you walk always in the shadow of Sithis, dear brother.
For those of you wondering, if we ourselves had chosen the Argonian race at the beginning of the game and happened to be born under the Shadow sign, unfortunately for immersion's sake, the game doesn't take this into account at all, nor are we barred from carrying out the grisly assignment. Instead, heeding Taniva's word, we move to the northwestern hall, into his hatchmate and fellow Shadowscale Ochiva's room. Finding the reptilian assassin sound asleep, she stirs at our entry and warmly greets.
Greetings, brother. I do hope you are well.
We then inquire, I'd like to learn more about your birthright as a Shadowscale.
I see you have been speaking with Taniva. What he says is true. All our lives we have lived together in the shadows. We are eggmates, twins. We were taken at birth and given to the Dark Brotherhood. We returned to Black Marsh as Shadowscales trained in the arts of stealth and murder. Together, we served our nation as spies and assassins, as all Shadowscales do. When we came of age, we joined the family as one, and here we are.
And yet, there is one missing. Taniva apprised me of Scartail's unfortunate change of heart.
Scartail is a traitor to Argonia and a blight upon Tamriel. Kill him, as my brother requests, and we will be forever in your debt. Go now, dear family member, and may the Night Mother wrap you in her cold, loving embrace.
Leaving Ochiva to fall back into a deep slumber, tail already twitching before we leave the room in what we assume is a dream state. We then ponder over her words as, no doubt, having both Argonians in the sanctuary in our debt would be quite the boon for our personal advancement. Approaching Taniva, hoping for some parting wisdom, with high disposition, he simply urges,
You come speak with me, yet you do not bear Scartail's heart. Please, you must slay that traitorous snake, so Ochiva and I can find peace. May you walk always in the shadow of Sithis, dear brother.
Apparently, Scartail's treachery hangs over the twins' heads like a musty pall. Beginning our search for the Renegade Shadowscale, we then exit the sanctuary via the eastern main door, and a journal states, I must journey to the southeastern tip of Cyrodiil, to a swamp known as Bogwater. There I will find a Renegade Shadowscale known as Scartail. I must kill Scartail and return his heart to Taniva.
Hello.
Who will help an old beggar?
We arrive at what we assume is Camp Bogwater, just southeast of Leyawan. Entering the marsh, the air becomes thick with moisture, and the forests of Blackwood's canopy hungrily consume the light, making the path all the more treacherous for an errant Imperial straying from the safety of the road. Approaching the camp in our civilian guise, we see a lone Argonian standing next to a fire. We could stealthily snipe the Argonian as he barely moves, but as we look a bit closer, we realize he seems worse for wear, as if fresh from combat and perhaps wounded. Stowing our weapon, we cautiously approach the lizard, who seems to nervously await what he already knows is in store for him. As when we meet him, Scartail isn't surprised that we managed to track him down, saying,
I guess I've been expecting you, assassin. Don't try to deny it. I can see it in your eyes. Your dark brotherhood through and through. Let me guess. It was Ochiva, right? No, wait. Tainava. Yes, he put you up to this, didn't he? Ochiva was always too busy to even be bothered. Well, you can kill me if you like. I'm afraid I won't make much of a challenge, though. The Argonian royal court already sent an agent to do the job. He failed, of course. His body's around here somewhere. But he got in a pretty good hit. If I don't get some rest, I'm probably dead anyway. So maybe I can appeal to your sense of goodwill, huh? You let me live, and I'll tell you where I stashed my treasure. Is it a deal?
Scartail's life now firmly rests in our hands. Subsequently, the quest diverges into 3 paths: to kill or spare the wounded Shadowscale, and a third hybrid option. If we decide to kill him where he stands, we say, Die, traitor!
I expected as much from a Dark Brotherhood lapdog. I may not survive this fight, but I'll not make it easy for you. Show me what you've got. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. Show me what you've got.
Forced to fell the Argonian in a frontal assault, our enemy lies dead at our feet. Our quest then updates reading. Scartail has been killed. I must now return to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in Cheydinhall and present his heart to Taniva. Kneeling over the corpse, we dutifully cut out the Argonian's heart as proof of our dark deed, simultaneously looting him of his petty valuables and gold. With heart in hand, our quest then updates further, instructing, I've obtained the Argonian's heart. I must now return to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in Cheydinhal and present it to Taniva. Returning to Cheydinhal, we approach Taniva with the bloody trophy in hand, to which he excitedly exclaims,
Ha! Yes, that is an Argonian heart. Of that I'm sure. You have slain Scartail. Well done. Please take these boots as payment for your services. They are called the Boots of Bloody Bounding and carry a powerful enchantment. I'm sure you will find them most useful.
After which we receive our well-earned reward, the Boots of Bloody Bounding, which boast level-dependent Fortify Acrobatics and Fortify Blade enchantments, both up to 18 points. However, we never learn of the Argonian's coveted treasure, so, exploring option 2, if instead we decide to spare Scartail's life, we say, sure, it's a deal.
You show unexpected mercy. For that, I am thankful. My treasure is hidden in a hollowed-out rock near my campfire. It's yours.
And we find, as promised, just east of his makeshift campfire, a hollowed-out rock containing the gold. Which then begs the question, what if we approach the camp before the quest even begins looking for said gold? Well, for one, Scartail will be nowhere in sight, as he only spawns in when the quest is commenced. However, the gold reward before the quest is active, meaning it is lootable, but will leave the rock empty when the quest is actually completed. Since the reward is leveled, this could result in obtaining less gold than expected. As for his heart, Scartail will inform.
Oh, yes. I suppose Taniva wants proof that I'm dead, eh? Let me guess. My heart? I suggest you take the heart of the dead Argonian agent. His body is around here somewhere. Present the agent's heart to Taniva as proof, and he'll be none the wiser.
If we speak to him again and try to learn the location of said agent, it will result in...
You look like a bright one. I need to rest now, regain my strength. Don't forget to take the heart of the Argonian agent. Present that to Taniva, and he'll be none the wiser.
Searching nearby, we find the agent's body located under a nearby tree as promised. Garbed in full leather armor, and we once again carve out an Argonian's heart, this time in place of Scartail's. As previously mentioned, all we need is a heart to receive the reward from Taniva, but this now leaves us with a third and perhaps most fitting option. To extract all of the loot and retain your honor, we can spare Scartail initially.
Hello.
Only for him to reveal his hidden treasure. We're then free to snipe him unawares. Collect the paltry gold off his body, as well as the agent's belongings, which we've learned about, and the treasure in the hollowed-out rock, as it's only a matter before more agents are sent to deal with Scartail, so why not have the best of all worlds? Regardless of the way the quest plays out, Taniva and Ochiva are glad to see the end of their former brother-in-arms. Returning to the sanctuary for our reward, Taniva says,
Scartail was once as a brother to me and Ochiva. But his act of treason destroyed any vestige of that relationship. His death was well-deserved. May you walk always in the shadow of Sithis, dear brother.
We will then receive the same reward if we spared or killed the Argonian. A nearby Ochiva will then concur.
Scartail now lies with the worms of Bogwater, thanks to you. I am forever indebted to you, brother.